69%. Okay, just let that number sink in for a second. Right now, 69% of all searches are zero-click. What does that actually mean? It means a user searches for something, they get the answer handed to them directly on the results page, and they leave without ever clicking a single link. So if you've been noticing a massive drop in your traditional organic traffic lately, I promise you're not alone. This terrifying reality is exactly why.
And look, the stakes here, they are only getting higher. There's this quote that perfectly hits the nail on the head. If your brand isn't part of the AI answer, you're not in the conversation at all. By early 2026, AI-assisted search queries grew by an absolutely staggering 1,757% year over year. I mean, just think about that kind of volume for a second. The game hasn't just changed a little bit. We are literally playing a completely new sport now.
So welcome to this explainer. I am so pumped you're here. If you love efficient, focused learning, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're unpacking this massive seismic shift from traditional keyword SEO over to generative engine optimization, or what we call GEO. We are going to break down exactly how you can survive and honestly really thrive in 2026.
Okay, let's just dive right into it. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to kick things off with the AI search revolution, then move into keywords versus user intent. After that, we'll cover the technical SEO foundation, dive really deep into generative AI SEO tactics, and then wrap the whole shebang up with a concrete 2026 action plan.
All right, let's jump straight into part one, the AI search revolution. There is a super clear contrast we need to talk about. In the past, traditional SEO was all about matching exact keywords and just relentlessly building backlinks so you could rank on a search page. But generative AI SEO is a totally different beast. The new goal? You want to be cited directly in an AI-generated answer. And the key factors to get there are now your structured content, your entity signals, and EEAT, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Because AI doesn't just skim your page, it literally tokenizes your HTML, moves all that content into vector space, and then hunts for semantic relevance across multiple sources to build a coherent answer. Now, before you start panicking about losing all your overall traffic volume to this constantly shifting goalposts, let's look at a pretty massive silver lining from Adobe. Yes, AI traffic might actually be lower in pure volume, but these users, they are incredibly pre-qualified. Visitors referred by AI end up browsing 12% more pages, and they have a 23% lower bounce rate compared to non-AI referrals. Basically, these are high-intent buyers who already got their initial question answered by the AI, and now they are ready to really engage deeply with your brand. Which brings us to our second big shift, keywords versus user intent. The most crucial thing to understand today is how we define the word intent. Traditional SEO used to rely on just four broad buckets, right? Informational, commercial, transactional, and navigational, and it evaluated them at the page level. Well, AI search intent tosses that out the window. It focuses entirely on granular micro-intents. It evaluates your content passage by passage, literally paragraph by paragraph. So it's no longer just about keyword matching, it is entirely about task completion and specificity. If you don't answer the specific tiny sub-intent a user has, you're not getting cited, full stop.
And the way AI systems actually accomplish this task completion is through something called query fanout. This is straight from Google's own guidelines. Basically, when a user asks a complex question, the AI model generates all these concurrent, related subqueries to fetch more results. It takes a user's prompt and just splitters it into tiny, specific sub-intents. So, if your content only broadly covers a topic, the AI is going to skip right past you to find a competitor who answers that exact micro-intent perfectly.
Okay, moving on to Section 3, the Technical SEO Foundation. I really want to anchor this section with one very simple, unavoidable truth. If the AI crawlers literally cannot access your content, you are completely invisible to generative engines. It honestly doesn't matter how amazing or well-written your content is if the bot hits a brick wall trying to read it. So you definitely still need your traditional foundations in place. Things like making sure your largest contentful paint is under 2.5 seconds, having a clean XML sitemap, and rock-solid secure design. But the real game changers here are the new mandates. You absolutely must audit your robots.txt file. Seriously, check it to ensure you haven't accidentally locked out crawlers like GPTbot or CloudBot. And this is huge. You now need an LMS.txt file right at your root domain. Think of it like a red carpet VIP map that guides the AI straight to your absolute best, highest priority content. All right, let's get into the fun stuff. Section 4, Generative AI SEO Tactics.
Prepare to be pretty surprised by this one. According to recent citation analysis, a massive 73% of ChatGPT queries actually harbor commercial intent. That's huge. People aren't just in there looking for Wikipedia-style definitions. They are comparing options, they're looking to buy, they want to complete a task. Generative engines heavily favor highly specific task completion content over those broad, keyword-stuffed overviews we used to write.
So how do you optimize for that commercial intent? Well, your formatting has to change immediately. First rule, don't bury the lead. You must answer the user's query directly within the first 60 words of the page, ideally sitting inside a really nicely formatted quick answer or TLDR box right at the top. And then beneath the surface, you've got to stack your structured data. If you combine FAQ page, article, and how-to schema markup using JSON LD, you are telling the AI exactly what it's looking at. It removes absolutely all the guesswork.
Now, beyond just structure, you have to build what's called intent authority. That means doubling down on EEAT by using real named authors and citing original data, all while building these deep content clusters that leave literally no sub-question answered. But here's the catch. Authority also requires freshness. AI engines, especially ones like Perplexity, heavily favor content that is quarterly updates with highly visible timestamps. And honestly, perhaps the biggest shift of all? AI trusts off-site consensus. You basically need the rest of the internet to vouch for you. That means getting consistent entity mentions on independent platforms like Wikipedia, LinkedIn, and Reddit just to prove you are exactly who you say you are. So, what do we actually do with all this? Let's talk about Section 5, your 2026 action plan.
Here's a super practical 90-day execution playbook you can take to your team tomorrow. Month 1 is all about the audit. Go in, fix that robots.txt file, establish your baseline visibility, and figure out your priority prompts. In month 2, we execute. Deploy that stacked triple schema, push your lms.txt file live, and start restructuring your top pages to give those direct 60-word answers. By month 3, you measure and iterate. You review your prompt level visibility, use query fan-out analysis to spot any new content gaps, and adjust. Stick to this rhythm, and I guarantee you'll watch your AI share voice climb.
I want to leave you with one final provocative question to chew on after this explainer. Go look at your current website and honestly ask yourself, is this content built just to rank on some list, or is it actually built to answer a real human's question? Because in this new era of generative engine optimization, only the content that actually solves the user's problem is going to survive. Thank you so much for diving into this with me today. Take this framework, go apply it to your sites, and be the answer.